What's up, everybody? It's the unexpected broadcast. First time. Good morning. Good morning. Coffee with BF. How you doing? Hanging out. Figured I'd throw out a hook and see what everybody's doing in their early part of their day. Talk about our podcast schedule coming up. Some of the good things we're going to watch and do coming up the end of the week for you. Talk about some current events and just hang out and see who's out there. Very good. So what's going on? So today, Thursday, today, got the date over here somewhere. Got it all ready in my brain. Let's see, banners. Boom. Thursday, January 5th is what it is, people. How y'all doing? I'm BF, Bobby. Having some coffee with you. Figured I'd sip my coffee and see what everybody's up to today. Looking forward to some podcasts today, of course. What it's all about nowadays. Looking forward to the day starting over at Compound Media. Let's see. Compound Media. Because our boy Bob Levy and Kevin Brennan enter Compound Media today. So I'll be over there checking out The Dump about 1:30 today. Podcast I like. Steve and all them guys. Garrett, the Booth Boys, Bobby Tambura. Love them guys. So I'll be checking them out. And we'll see how In Hot Water goes. And Gino will probably know everything as usual. And, that's how that always goes. Frankie will show up. Or Wolof, his new guy. That's not Frankie. And let's see. But yeah, this is what I'm most looking forward to today. Right here. Boom. Yes. The boys. Oh, hell yeah. Coming into the compound today. Coming to the compound. Bob Levy and Kevin Brennan. You know, they always mix it up good. It'll be interesting to see if Gino and them have actually kissed and made up from what I've heard afterwards. They're saying that, I don't think the makeup from New Year's lasted. So we'll have to see how that goes when they interact again. Hopefully there won't be any physical violence or anything like that. But always love it when they go up and mix up with them. And then Kumia, great impressionist. And it's just great watching those guys together. Great watching those guys together. So, you can always expect the unexpected when Levy and Brennan enter the compound. Oh, hell yeah. All right, so we're looking forward to that today. And, of course, the big news story of the day is that safety, Damar Hamlin. I've never seen such an interest in a story. I guess, it happened on national television, and, this guy just dropped right there. And, you have all your conspiracy theorists like your Genos who think that it has something to do with the fact that he I don't know if he was vaccinated or not, but it, had to do with the vaccines and COVID and things like that for a young man to be just having a heart attack. But if you watched TGB Monday, shout out to Bone Loads, our boy Bone Loads, he broke the story to us and let us know that this guy had this heart attack on the field. And we pulled up a video with a doctor who basically showed physically at what point in a heartbeat, it could be stopped. And I know it has to be like a perfect time and perfect scenario for everything, but, I tend to think it's more that than go to vaccine conspiracy right away. But the report is that Damar is improving, and I have a report here, the most recent report, that his eyes are open now. Let's see. Shout out to the two people that have joined me. This is Coffee with BF, something new I'm trying. Seeing what everybody's up to at this part of the day. We got a great plan for some podcasts tonight, TGB. We're going to have some fun stuff we'll talk about soon. Our boy Andrew and some new goings on. But yeah, here it says Damar Hamlin opens up his eyes and is responsive. So that's good news. It says he opened his eyes Wednesday, has been gripping the hand of those close to him, according to NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. Rappaport added that Hamlin is responsive. Thursday's tweet from the NFL Insider is the latest updates indicating improvements in the 24-year-old's condition. So you have a 24-year-old man who basically had a heart attack, cardiac event on a football field. Hamlin has made remarkable improvement in the past 24 hours, the Bills announced Thursday. While he remains critically ill at the University of Cincinnati Medical Center, the team says it appears Hamlin is neurologically intact, that's pretty good. His lungs continue to heal, and he is making steady progress. So that's amazing, and it's amazing what damage can happen to your body when you without air for that little bit of time. I don't know how long it took to resuscitate him, but I know that the margins are slight, so we're praying for that young man's good health. But I'm just, I guess I'm fascinated at everyone's fascination with this whole story. It's like every time I turn a TV on or turn a news story on or an entertainment show, this is what they're talking about, So a lot of compassion for that young man. And of course, talking about pods and things we like, shout out to our boys Shuli Egar and Iso Doe and all those guys. They are killing it over there on the Shuli Network, the Shuli Show. Kibbutz Shuli, as he's been calling it lately. This is his Patreon. If you go over there and sign up for his Patreon, you can see he has Uncle Rico episodes. You get Miserable Men, BS show, and now some Levyland's showing up over there. So he's got a little network brewing over there. Lots of good shows, great entertainment. I mean, trying to fit these guys in, these hours of shows in, is great. And the Uncle Rico show concentrates on studying John Melendez, who it's one topic, but I got to say, these guys are so good at what they do. They can make one topic highly entertaining. And even though John has said he's not coming back on the air anytime soon, essentially not to give them any new material, I have a feeling that with the material they have and seeing what they do with it, they're not going to need anything from him for years to come. So if you just like to see good, witty comedians just sit around, then go over to Shuli. Different tier levels you can sign up to, but you get a lot of shows with it. Uncle Rico, the Blunder Years, which is when they go back on Stuttering John, the Miserable Man, of course, with Lenny and all those annex. The BS show starting back up has been really great because he tried to do it on the Vince Russo network, and Vince Russo had problems with his network at the time, and things were weird. But now that the BS show has started up again on the Shuli network, it's a lot of fun. It reminds me of the original Shuli show when he first left Howard and all, where it's just sit around and watch videos, hang out, and BS and talk about fun shit. And I really enjoy that. So I highly recommend all those shows, and try to keep up with these guys on social media because they are cranking out the content, man. If you sign up for the Patreon, they'll hit you with the notifications or hit up their social media, and you got to look because they're always putting the shit out there. Hey, shout out to the 4 people that joined me live for my first edition of Coffee with BF. I figured I'd just see what everybody's up to this time today, talk about our podcast schedule and what we like and what we're up to. So glad you joined me today. Wrapping up talking about the Shuli show. Boom. Let's see. I was looking at the weather earlier. I said we'll do a little news weather podcast. So let's see what's going on right now. As far as the weather goes, I'll give you everything. I'll have no coffee, talk bullshit. Let's see if we got anything in the chat. Got a couple comments in the chat. Let's see. Oh, what's up, Brian? Brian says, sup, bro? What's up, man? Hey, Brian, I'm just hanging out, dude. I'm just fucking around on my gear, trying out some new stuff this time today, seeing what everybody's up to. So thanks for checking in, man. I see one Facebook user with lots of stars. Thank you. Facebook user. 3 people here. Yeah, just be messing around. I'm just talking about things we like and talking about what's going on in the world today and just seeing what everybody's up to, seeing who wanted to check in. So as we see, yeah, it's pretty cold across most of the country right here. I'm on the East Coast here, so we're in the 50s right now after being around 5 degrees around Christmas and everything. It was cold as a witch's you know what. But we managed to get through that. But we're doing good here on the East Coast. Not too bad in most parts of the country. See, they got the satellite map. I changed that over. See, most of the country's clear. Something just blew off here off the East Coast. Got a little cloudy in this going on, but most of the central part of the country looks good. So I'm hoping you're having good weather and you're blessed wherever you are at today. Boom. Let's see. So talking about what we're getting into tonight, of course, is a TGB night. We do Mondays and Thursdays, TGB, 8:05 p.m. We cut it up and we have a lot of fun. And I know good to have a lot of you there with us. Let's see, throw this up tonight. Now we're going to talk, got to come out tonight and see if Andrew's going to Andrew's going to be there because he wasn't with us the whole show the other night because he wasn't feeling so good. But he had to check in, and we appreciate that he did. I hope he's feeling better. I reached out to him by message, but he hasn't gotten back to me yet because I don't have breasts. I mean, that should be a laugh. Yeah, so shout out Andrew. I'm sure he'll be there ready for showtime tonight. So we'll have to see what he's up to. And Andrew's been out there on the internet doing some talent searching. So we'll have his regular, sexy tweets. And we might have like some sexy talent show, special talented person that Andrew found. So if you want to see what that's all about, check us out at 8:05 tonight, TGB. Look it up on YouTube. You can see right here, this is the preview page today. It has the sports heads on it, which you can see on Friday, which we'll talk about in a minute. TGB. So I'll have to see if Andrew's feeling good. I'm going to have to see what this special talent, I got a little video that he found, and let's see. So join us at 8:05 tonight once you get home from your day or whatever you're doing and you want to chill out or just mess around. Come hang out in the chat, drink and smoke and laugh and joke. I have some good shite. We got some good regular say what tweets and just regular night of fun. We love the fam that we have in the chat, Jerry and JT and Brian, all of our friends, man. It's a lot of fun. So I figured I'd jump on here and preview some of it with you today, see what you guys are up to during this time of the day. It's Coffee with BF. I have actual coffee. Let's see. And I'm really super proud to talk about my new gig, my new venture, being co-host on the Rob Saul Show. We hope you check us out every Tuesdays at 8:30. It's a lot of fun over there with Chris Abels, Anthony Zenhauser, Doug Nelson, and myself. We had a lot of fun this last Tuesday. It was my 4th show. I think it's getting better and better like every week. It feels the flow feels better for me, and I feel like I'm more part of the group. And I'm really appreciative and honored that those guys would allow me to join their show. And I look forward to the fun that we're going to create together as it goes on. So yeah, you can go over there, check out all the past episodes of the Rob Saul Show. Yeah, easy for me to say. That's Tuesdays at 8:30 after Levy Land, which typically comes on 7. And lately, the last 2 episodes of that have been on the Shuley Show Network or the Kibbutz Network. So if you don't see it through your regular links, if you missed the last 2, it's because they're over there in kind of the Shuley verse, if you will, or Kibbutz Shuley. So that's where some of those Levy Land shows are. And let's see. And if you could, as I'm trying to grow my page as well, if you could please go over and subscribe for free to BF. You just type in BF, Bobby Fran, it'll come up, the Armchair Comic. Because I'm not the stand-up comic. I'm the sit-at-home knucklehead. Just messing around. I sit around and mess around with you guys. But you can go see my annex out there. Go see the concerts I go to and see some of the short clips that I make. And I get some good comments in on some of the podcasts that we love. And I get a thrill out of that when you can make Shuley or Bob Levy or any of those guys on the screen, when you get them to pop and get them to laugh or like an idea that you present through comment, it's just like an adrenaline rush for me, and I really love it. So sometimes I throw them on there. So please, it doesn't cost anything. BF, Bobby Fran, Armchair Comic, you go put a subscription on there. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'll be putting more stuff on there as we go. Absolutely. What's I got here for you? Yes, see, it's 12:14 here on the East Coast. Watching just BF, checking in with everybody. Kind of a surprise thing. I've had the itch to come on every now and then, but I want to see what people are up to this time today, see what my friends are doing when we're not podcasting, as if we're not on the air enough. Shout out to the 3 people that are joining me right now. I appreciate it, everybody. What's BF up to now? What's going on? So here we are. All right. Oh, my goodness, yeah. So I was just going to share this page with you. This is just the Shuley Show YouTube page. If you want to see some of the you can see some of the stuff that's non-Patreon. If you don't have the money right now or if you don't want to sign up to the Patreon, you can go over and catch free episodes of the BS Show and Levy Land and a lot of their antics, the Reading Rainbow clip that they made about Bob Levy. You can see all that for free right there on the Shuley Show page. So There's lots of different ways to see everything. What we got here? Let's see. We got Facebook user. We got some eyes going on here. Cool eyes and some smile. Shout out everybody. Thanks for checking in on your Facebook today. It's Coffee with BF. It's getting a little low, I must say. But it's good. Just seeing what everybody's up to today as I'm preparing for my podcast day and schedule. I like to watch a few and listen to a few as I'm going through the day as we're preparing for the show. TGB, which comes on at 8:05 tonight, which we're going to have a lot of fun. And we'll talk about Monday's show. We'll see what Andrew's up to. Maybe have to discuss how Fred the Elephant Boy passed away. Fred Schreiber. Rest in peace, Fred Schreiber. I don't do head guns. I don't play head guns. That was one of his famous quotes off of the Stern Show. But he was definitely a character. So rest in peace, Fred Schreiber. So we might talk about that a little bit. Oh, what's this? We got another one checking in. It's Stormy checking in. Hey, good morning, BF. Good morning to you, Stormy. How you doing? Surprise. You didn't know BF was going to be on. I didn't tell nobody. I didn't tell the boys. I didn't tell anybody. I said, you know what? Normally I have coffee and I just sit by myself. And I said, you know what? I got a setup right here. I'll take my coffee, come over to the setup, crank it on, see what everybody's up to, talk about what we're going to do today and tonight, and talk about some of all the stuff we like, some of our podcasts, and just see what everybody's into. Talk about your comments. So thanks for joining us. Boom. Yes. Rip Fred, that's right. I don't do head games. I don't do that. I'm looking for a couple where the man is by. Oh, that's very specific. Hey, shout out to the 4 people joining me. That's all right. All right. It's Coffee with BF. Rip Fred. Indeed. What we got here? We got a big one. The last time an unannounced show went live, all hell broke loose. You're right. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go into anything spontaneously, although I didn't know last time, hence the word spontaneous. So this time I kind of just thought, you know what, rather than just have coffee by myself, I'd have coffee with my friends and talk about our day to come. And I'm excited about getting on the air tonight with you. So we got a lot of good stuff planned. I already submitted the shite to Bobby Nick. Shout out to our executive producer of TGB, Bobby Nick. He takes all this craziness that we're always out there seeing, Andrew out there, talent show videos, and those poor guy with those tweets that he has to edit. Oh my God, he has to put those Andrew heads on over some stuff. We have something. He covered up something very specific on one of Andrew's tweets. We're gonna have to go a little deeper into tonight. It'll be covered up. You're not gonna see it, but we're gonna describe it to you real good. And so you'll have to tune in for that. But shout out to Bobby Nick. He has to see all that and filter it all in and take it in. And he probably has PTSD from doing all of Andrew's covering up all of those wounds, if you will. But he takes it all together. He's got the shite. He's got the tweets. He's got the Andrew stuff and a lot of stuff that I don't even know that he has that he goes on good. He's a big part of why we do really well on TGB. And speaking of well, shout out to all the people that watch us. You know, we have our live people that even watch during like the special Perry Caravello Uncle Rico the other night. But shout out to the people that watch after the fact and think enough of us to go, hey, man, I'm going to click on that and I'm going to see what these knuckleheads on TGB are up to. You know, we're upwards of 200 views per week, and we're proud of that in our little world. And we're happy to have our little family. So thank you. Another comment here. Boom. Deeper into that. Deeper into that. Yeah. Yeah. Deeper into that indeed with Andrew. Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to have some stuff. Always Andrew, he's always bringing the heat, Stormy. You know that. So let's see. And then, of course, tomorrow is Friday, 7:30 p.m. live East. Me and the recently said Andrew, the Giant Flora TGB sports director. We do our little sideshow called The Sports Heads. That's right, episode 32. And we'll talk about the Damar Hamlin incident and a whole lot of other current sports events. We just sit around and talk about it in a BS style. It's not like, bang, bang. We hit a story and everybody kind of throws in their 2 cents, and we have a lot of fun with it. So check us out there tomorrow. Go to Bobby Fran page, BF Bobby Fran, and you can find all the sports heads there. I'll show you that again in a minute. What we got? Let's see. Stormy. That's what she said. That's right. Deeper into it. Very good. Well, I'm glad y'all having fun and join me today. When you do these things off the cuff, you never know what the outcome might be. So I'm glad that people are into it. Let's see. Now, this is our boy. Shout out to Chris Abels. Replayables. Or Replayables, whatever you like to say it. We have a lot of fun with him. So 7:30 p.m. Friday nights. That's why we do 7:30. We take Sports Heads, and we are the official, unofficial pre-show for this show, Replayables. Our boy Chris Abels. A shout out to him. He really reached out to us and told us how much he liked TGB, and he's gotten us in his universe, and it's a big part of the reason that I'm on the Rob Saul Show as a co-host. So thank you, Chris. So please, after you watch Sports Heads on Friday nights at 7:30 p.m. at 9 p.m. Eastern time, you can join us in the chat at Replayables, and that's a lot of fun, man. He drinks his Modelo's. We watch the videos together. We come up with some crazy comments. You never know what videos you're going to see. No matter what angle you have on a video, somebody else has a different take on it, and it makes you smack your head. Oh my God, that's great too. So it's great watching the video, even though it's videos you might have seen before or even seen on other shows. When we get in the chat, people just coming up with the different angles just makes it a lot of fun, and just seeing everybody else's reaction, maybe who didn't see the video, is what makes it a lot of fun. So check us out there. Chris Abel, shout out to my bro. Co-host of Levy Land, co-host of the Rob Saul Show, and host of Replayables. Check him out. All his stuff here. I'm glad he started using the basically the FU Chris title theme song again. I know me and my boy Bobby Nick like that one. And it's meant to be joking. And there's a story behind that because he kept coming out on stage in West Virginia getting the name of the city wrong. And I think he did it, and they kept correcting him or something. So basically, the town where he was basically like, fuck you, Chris. Like, you don't care enough to remember the name of our town. Fuck you, Chris. And I think that's the inspiration for this guy to write that song. So it is a funny story behind it. It's not malicious. It's actually funny. So that's 9 p.m. on Fridays, Replayables with our boy Chris Abels. And while we're sharing our podcast, fam, you can see all these things if you go to our TGB Facebook and let's try this again. TGB Sports Heads Facebook group. You can we share a lot of our links for all of our friends. Shout out to Anthony Zenhauser, also a co-host on the Rob Saul Show. Check out his show, Men Are Talking, Fridays. They usually show it Fridays at noon tomorrow during the day. So in this time slot tomorrow, maybe I won't be, if I do this again, I'll try not to overlap with that. I'll be watching Zen. So check out the Men Are Talking with Anthony Zenhauser and our friend Kish Kish. Shout out Mr. Kish. It's funny how there's certain people you think you feel more friendly towards, and for some reason, I guess Mr. Kish is just that he's just that nice, open person, and I feel that way towards him for some reason. And maybe he probably makes everybody feel that way. But shout out Mr. Kish. It's nice seeing him on the show and throw in his 2 cents and help Anthony along the way. And you can really tell that they're just like two buddies just sitting around just having fun. So check that out tomorrow. Anthony Zenhauser, Men Are Talking. Shout out to the 5 people that have joined me live on the Unexpected Coffee with BF. And let's see. Stormy got a comment here. Oh, thank you. Stormy's throwing my links in there. So if you're in the YouTube chat, you can click those hyperlinks, and I'll take you right to Bobby Fran on YouTube. Thank you, Stormy. We appreciate you. Stormy's such a big help to us graphically and everything. And Stormy, I'm sure she's probably, knowing her, she's probably curious. She's like, now let's see, where did BF get this Coffee with BF graphic? Well, I'll tell you, Stormy, I'm sure it looks a little familiar to you. I used one of your stock photos, and I just simply put Coffee with BF over it. So I didn't want to trouble you. Stormy is a big reason why we look so graphically professional and impressive, is that Stormy has taken to making these graphics and these visual things and has just littered us with so many things. So we always appreciate her. Thank you. And since I came up with this on the fly and I said, I'll do this, I'm like, I didn't want to trouble her. She always does enough for us. So I'm like, I said, I gotta exercise my skills. I gotta practice in case, she's not available to do a graphic for us sometimes. So I threw I like my little graphic I put together here, but I did have to borrow your stock photo for that, so I appreciate that because it had Had the nice coffee mug in it right there. There's the coffee mug. Gucci goo. Yep. And this is the real one. Yeah, so I appreciate that, Stormy. So one less graphic you have to make. Maybe down the road we'll make a different one. Let's see. That was it. So otherwise, what's everybody up to today? What you doing? I see Stormy's there. I wish I knew who some of these Facebook users were, but I appreciate you commenting just the same. Shout out to the 4 people that are watching. Well, what the hell is BF up to? Does he not podcast enough? Yes, I podcast 4 days a week, as it already is. We do 2 TGBs. I host Sports Heads on Fridays, and now I'm part of the Rob Saul Show. So, yeah, the time and then trying to keep up with the podcast and prep and everything. It's been interesting and challenging and demanding lately, but it's definitely one of those things that doesn't feel like work to me because I'm enjoying this so much. And, I'm kind of just working part-time now and taking care of some things around my house and then working as they call me in and things like that. So, and working podcasting in because it's a lot of fun and I enjoy the family that we've all become doing this. So let's see. Boom. Oh, these are still the old comments. There we go. And thank you for the link, Stormy. Shout out to the 3 people still with us. It's 12:26 here on the East Coast. You are watching Coffee with BF. And this feels fun. Maybe we'll see how many people we can get together in the morning. Maybe I'll try to get up a little earlier and do it or something like that. But I didn't want to be too early for our friends that are in other time zones. I know some of the TGB people, I think Stormy in particular, and Scott and some of them, y'all live in a different time zone. So I want to catch everybody at the right hour. But let's see. I don't know if you were here at the beginning, Stormy, so I'll say it again. We were talking about how today we're looking forward to Levy and Brennan raid the compound. Heading up to Compound Media. It'll be interesting to see what the interactions will be after the alleged kiss and make up, the drunken kiss and make up last week, and that seems to have gone to the side, or so we'll see. I know Bob said on the air the other day that he doesn't like the vibe going up the compound anymore. He likes Anthony and he likes a lot about the place, but he was basically like, with that guy running around, he's kind of making a negative vibe there, and I can see that, and that's why a lot of times I've been skipping Gino lately because why do I want to tune into a show where it's basically always the same thing? He knows everything, and he was right about everything, and then he puts Frankie on the screen. It's like it's kind of repetitive. So let's see. I've been up since you've been up since 5 a.m. Central Time. Is that what he says? Whoa, I got to do the math. So that's 6 a.m. my time, huh? Yeah. They're going to make me do math. This is like doing the Fahrenheit and the Celsius thing with those Canadians. Let's see. So I know it's funny how everything, well, I don't know if it's funny, but everything, yeah, that should be interesting. Yeah. Them going up into the compound today and Cino, right? Because I think Gino he doesn't have that keyboard tough guy thing when Bob's in his face and he actually has to deal with him man to man. It's kind of like, oh, I don't want to do this. I don't feel like this. And when they're lubricated with alcohol, it's a little different. But then when it goes back to air, it goes back to the same old stuff. You shouldn't be with Kevin and him giving Bob shit about, I told you the club was going to shut down by New Year's and all that shit. So I don't know that it's shut down yet, but you can obviously tell that there's some negativity. Bob's not happy with some of the things that are going on at his club with he and Lennon. Brennan's club, that is. So it should be interesting story. So, hey, shout out to the 5 people. You're watching Midday Coffee with BF. Kind of a primer for the day, the podcast day that we're expecting to have. Hope you meet us on TGB tonight at 8:05 p.m. Eastern Time. And we're going to hang out with Stormy and Shayna. We're going to check and see how our boy Andrew's doing and see his latest antics and his recent talent show video that he found. Let's see. That should be. Look, we got my sister checking in. How do I watch that show? What show would that? Oh, if you're talking about the one that's on screen now, Kathy, this is going to be on Compound Media. So you would have to be a subscriber, or I don't. Yes, it's hard to share Compound, so you have to be a subscriber to watch this on Compound Media. Somebody might be able to share it with you after the fact, but yeah. Let's see. Stormy says, yep. That's right. Yeah. So Stormy basically said what I just said, Kathy. But yeah, somebody may be able to help you view it after the fact. But if you don't have a subscription, I don't know that anybody can really help you today. But you can go. Matter of fact, let's see. I have that ready too. I will show you right here, and I'll show anybody else that's interested in some of these shows. We're always throwing out Compound Media this, Compound Media that. Well, here we go. So let me refresh the page so it starts from the beginning. So this is where this is Compound Media that we talk about. It has the show like The Dump, which is the opening show before In Hot Water with Gino Bisconte, and then that ultimately leads into the Anthony Cumia show daily at 4 p.m. So if you go to compoundmedia.com and sign up, it's not terribly expensive, and they do have a wide variety of shows. They have the Don Jameson show, That Jameson Show. They have Chrissy Mayer with The Wet Spot if you like to watch attractive women, and Chrissy's funny, and that's a fun show. They have military-based shows. There's a lot of variety on there, and it's like you can get like I think plans as low as like $8 a month. There's your promo codes, so you can get some promo codes. But Anthony Cumia, former popular New York DJ, and he's a great impressionist. They have I love hearing him when he starts mixing it up and doing his impressions. He's got some great impressions. I'm always how do I subscribe? Look, she's asking all the proper questions. You simply go to compoundmedia.com and use one of these promo codes, depending on how long you want to sign up. Submit your credit card information and your blood type, social security number, where you live, all that shit. And it's just that easy. Like sign up for everything else. And see, that's the whole slippery slope with these a la cartes and all these different podcasts. There's many podcasts I like, but then you start have to like cutting the fat and making these choices. And that's where the challenge comes in. It's like between the hours of the day to watch them and then the money it takes to subscribe to all these things, it's a slow, slippery slope. And then before you know it, you have all of these subscriptions, and then you're trying to fit in all these hours a day of content, and it's a good problem to have, but it's really challenging. So that's why, I'm always walking around with my phone in my face, watching whatever next podcast it is to just try to keep up with what everybody's up to, so when we all get together, we know what's going on. Stormy says, I think you can get a free trial also, Kat. See, there you go. So there's options right there. So yeah, sis, if you go over there and sign up for that, and yeah, they've had some bangers of shows on there. The show that I was most impressed with on there, as far as them visiting Compound, was the McDonald's hatchet guy. For those of you who might have saw the viral video, the man that went in the McDonald's and was banging it up with the hatchet and broke the glass a few months back, it went viral. And these guys said on air, we're going to have the McDonald's hatchet guy on here. Ha, ha, ha. And you think Cumia will let us do it? Ha, ha, ha. And they were like, Cumia, he don't give a stuff. Sure, he don't give a shit. So the week went on, and I'm like, I kept believing. I'm like, I think these guys are actually going to get this hatchet guy on there. So sure enough, here comes Thursdays at a Compound with Brennan and Levy. And here comes the hatchet guy, the McDonald's hatchet guy, the viral dude who basically looked like an insane person. So you're bringing an insane person in an enclosed space who you don't even know. I'm telling you, they interviewed this guy, they humanized him, and they made me look at that story from a whole other angle, because some of the background of that story is that the guy said he was being chivalrous. Basically, there was a line at the ladies' room or the line at the bathrooms, and he was attempting to let the women go. And then somebody else spouted off in the dining room about it, and then that's when the words were exchanged, and then it got out of hand and turned into the hatchet thing. So I hadn't known the part about him being chivalrous, so it just goes to show you don't always know what's going on until you kind of get scratched down through the surface a little bit. But it's very interesting. They humanized him. I mean, you would have thought they were getting ready to do a show together. Bob Levy kept saying that they had such good instant chemistry, and it just goes to show you that those guys, Kevin Brennan and Bob Levy, can make basically anything or anyone entertaining. And that's what I like about them guys. They're so talented, is that they can just, you probably look at something on a wall and just make up jokes about it, how it looks like something. So if you ever go to Compound Media, check it out on Thursdays when Brennan and Levy, because there were some special episodes. So hope you do check that out, Kat. Let's see. I have to put a headphone in while cleaning. Yes, Stormy, it is yes. And then and I'm sure you have this too with your family. Now my family's always trying to say something to you. I'm going, huh, and then they end up yelling at me. I said this, because I'm constantly I constantly have earbuds in, and I'm kind of distracted. I attempt to be present for my family physically as much as I can, but I am often distracted with these podcasts. Yes, exactly right. That's the struggle. The struggle is real. It is, but we love this stuff so much, and that's what it is. It's when you love something like it. When I'm doing this, it doesn't feel like work. But I'm looking. I love doing this. I love the family that we've become out of it. I'm looking to get better at it every day, and yeah, eventually I would like to get better at the monetizing part and be able to do this as a regular thing. That is kind of a goal, like work part time and podcast part time, and this is all part of just getting better at it. So I'm glad you joined me today. Yeah, so I'm glad that that this little thing helped my sister Kathy narrow down Compound Media, and then also Kathy, we'll go through it one more time. This is the Shuli Show. You always hear them talking about, well, they were going to play the Levy Land on the Shuli Show network, or Shuli Show this and Shuli Show Uncle Rico. So Shuli is the reason I'm sitting in front of you right now, because when he left the Howard Stern Show, I said I really like Shuli. So I found out the next thing he was doing, he got into podcasting. And I said, well, I gotta be in on this. And so watched him on YouTube the first couple times, jumped in on his Patreon, and I've been with him ever since. And he would put up my comments all the time. And he was so gracious, and he would laugh at them all the time. He'd laugh and put them up and carry along with the premise, and it would happen show after show. And I'm so appreciative of that. Him and Iso Do, they're so generous to have put up my stuff. And I stuck with him, and then now he's got all these other shows going on over there. He has the BS show, he has Uncle Rico, the Blunder Years, Miserable Men. I mean, it's just turned into like a whole network of shows. So, and that's another place. So here we talk about, again, all the subs and the hours in the day and the money and trying to keep up. So here's another challenge. These guys are pumping out great, funny content. And I love it because you don't have to be in touch with the news and all the bullshit that's going on TV. I truthfully hardly ever turn my TV on anymore, but for sports events. I'll sit in a room with a TV off, but I'll be watching my pods. So if you ever want another place where you can get, like Compound, where you can get a lot of shows, a lot of entertainment, you can go over here to patreon.com. You go to the Shuli Show. And if you sign up for one of his tiers, you get a lot of these shows. You get the Uncle Rico show, where they make fun of stuttering John Melendez as he's stuck in his Uncle Rico phase from the movie Napoleon Dynamite, the perpetual high school quarterback who never let it go. He thinks he's that guy forever. That's stuttering John. He thinks he's the guy that is still on the Howard Stern Show, and people actually like him for that. But and they have a lot of fun dissecting that guy. The Miserable Men Show is something that they regenerated, that was on Sirius Satellite Radio, where it's just like The View with a bunch of just angry guys, basically, is how they described it. The View for Men. And the BS Show, which is just like a daily kind of almost like not a variety show, but just a current event show where they just talk about whatever wacky videos or whatever things are going on in a humorous way. And like I said, much like Brennan and Levy and Shuli and Mike Morris, these guys can just take basically any topic and make it funny. But once again, you got to decide with these subscriptions. Here's a subscription service, Compound is, and so it gets challenging putting out the money and coming up with the hours of the day to watch them. But if you like it, there it is. Patreon.com, The Shuli Show. Check that out. Shout out to the 4 people that are hanging out. There's probably cold coffee with BF at this point. Mm-hmm. Cold coffee with BF, for sure. Definitely cold. All right. So we'll just go through these one more time, and then maybe we'll wrap things up for the day, because we have a lot of fun playing for you tonight at TGB 805. So let's see. Oh, well, thank you, Stormy. Stormy has been a big supporter of all of us, and she helps me graphically, and we write some bits and exchange a lot of ideas together. Stormy's a very funny, talented person, not only comedically but graphically, and one of my good friends I'm happy to have from doing all this. Appreciate you, Stormy. Thank you for all the support. Let's see. Right here, this is where we're going to be tonight. So before I wrap things up, I'll go through what we like and what with the weekend we're heading into podcast-wise, and then we'll wrap this early session up. So this tonight, 8:05 p.m. Eastern Time, TGB right here with host Owen Galuzzo, executive producer Bobby Nick, our boy TGB sports director Andrew the Giant Flora, our friend Shayna, Stormy, Scott, everybody else I can't remember right now, Janice, Jasmine, everybody. We got more people than we have boxes on the screens a lot of time. We have a lot of fun. You never know what we're going to say. You never know what we're going to do. And that's why you should show up. So check us out, 8:05 tonight, the Sports Heads. Well, no, excuse me. I'm reading the Sports Heads and I'm thinking about me. TGB tonight, Sports Heads tomorrow, Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Love to see Andrew's his sexy tweets and his sexy talent show video that he found. This should be a doozy. You're going to like this one. You can imagine what kind of talent Andrew is into. Okay. And as we go through again, check us out, me, out Tuesdays on the Rob Saul Show at 8:30 p.m. after the Levy-Land Show. That's turning into a lot of fun over there. I've done my 4th show, and I think I'm starting to gel with the flow of the boys. I try not to talk over them or step on them with the sound too much, if you will, like this, or try not to do any of that. So, but we're having a lot of fun over there, and I appreciate that how the guys have not only included me on the credits and the opener this week. Shout out to Shawnee, the producer. It's funny when I got my name on the bottom there, and I was in the credits this week, so I'm very proud. But I was proud of that, and it still all very surprising to me. Let's see. Thank you. You're welcome. I just tweeted out that you. Oh, okay. Thank you. All right. Cool. And that's what I say by support, because, when you're in here, I'm in here like steering the ship. I'm doing all the bells and whistles and everything. It's great to have people that not only support you and what you do, but actually get in there and get in with the links and throw it out like that. And that's what I really mean by support. And we all try to do that for each other. I know Bobby Nick does that. And if you go to the TGB and Sportshead Facebook group, you can find a lot of our information there. And a lot of these links we'll throw up in there because we're such big fans of like MLC, the Misery Loves Company podcast with Kevin Brennan. See, there's another one. They do free ones, but they also have a Patreon. We like that. So what we try to do, because there are so many podcasts, is when we know something's live, we know the struggle. So we'll throw the link in the TGB Sportshead Facebook group, and we'll say, hey, guys, here's what's on right this second. Here's what's on now. And it can be constant some days. So if you have a hard time keeping up with some of these shows and links, or if you want to join us, and you have links and you say, hey, I wonder if you guys see this show, come to the TGB Sportshead group on Facebook, join it, and just throw those links in there, and then we can all share them together. And that's a good way to help us keep up on all the happenings going on. So let's see. Boom. Teamwork makes the dream work. That's right. Teamwork makes the dream work. That's right. Yeah, so come to our TGB page. It's a lot of fun. We put some clips and things in there, and you can find the links, and it really helps you keep up with all the fun antics that are going on in these podcasts that we all enjoy. Check me out at 8:30 on Tuesdays on the Rob Saul Show. And please, while you're out on YouTube, it's absolutely free. If you could go over and click over and subscribe to my page, or get your family members to do it. Let's see. Right now, you can see the Coffee with BF link, my first time ever. It says right there, my first morning check-in. And I don't think it's going to be the last one. This has been a lot of fun, and I look forward to doing another one, Coffee with BF. But you can see all my other stuff. You can see past episodes of all of our lives. I don't mean our lives, but I mean our live videos. Let's see. The Sports Heads, we're going to do episode 32 tomorrow with my boy Andrew Flora and the rest of the TGB family and group. You can see the spontaneous episode of Brother Bob that happened last time I just jumped on here. So I didn't even expect that one. So basically, I just told myself I wasn't really going to go down that road this time. I just want to be a little chill and hang out and drink some coffee with my people this time. But yeah, please go over there. It doesn't cost anything if you just say subscribe. I would appreciate that. BF Bobby Fran, the Armchair Comic. Check out my antics. You can see lots of videos when I go to concerts and things. I like to post I like to post all the cool things I do and share them with people and give people a sense of what I like. You can see some clips of some of the comments that I've gotten on there that when I make Busto and Lenny or make Levy and the guys laugh. It's always a thrill. You can see why they call Andrew Mr. Fahrenheit. I wonder if I play it. Let's see if the sound will go out. This is my little clip. Let's try this. Andrew came to try to compare it to what you have going on, but
how cold is it, Bob?
Yeah,
it is. Hold
in Fahrenheit, please.
Oh, you put it in Fahrenheit. Holy shit! Okay. That's gonna take some calculations.
Oh shit!
Let's see this.
He's gonna do. All right, give us I guess you got to give us Celsius first.
Okay, it is 9 in Celsius, 16 Fahrenheit. What? No, I'm wrong. I got to be wrong.
All 16, I know that
16 Fahrenheit, though. Oh,
all I know
minus 9 in Celsius. 16.
There. That's more how you feel then.
Yeah.
See now you're getting in Celsius and minuses. See, this is why America never learned to do a metric system, because it's too much trouble for us. So. Yeah. All I know is that here freezing is 32 Fahrenheit, which is 0 Celsius. That's about as far as my knowledge goes. But how about you, Andrew? You a Fahrenheit guy? That's cool. All right, we got a couple more friends backstage. Shout out to the 5 people that are here with us tonight on this Friday night. The unofficial pre-show for replayables coming on later at 9 o'clock.
I'm Mr. Fahrenheit because I bring the fire.
Oh, there we go. There you go. And that's why we're here, because Andrew is Mr. Fahrenheit and brings the fire. All right, well, let's say hello to a couple. So that's what you see. That was off the dome Andrew right there. You can see that every Friday at 7:30 p.m. when we hang out on Sports Heads. You never know when Andrew's going to come up with another one off the cuff like that. That's our boy Andrew, TGB Sports Director, off the dome. Andrew, Mr. Fahrenheit, because he brings that fire. Unbelievable. So you can check us out. You can see all that stuff on BF Bobby Fran page. That's all there. All right. And also, I see. Hey, Shayna must not have seen the links for me, because you just messaged me. That was the little thing that you heard. Shayna should join us live. But let's see. Just took me off my track a little bit. One last thing I wanted to bring up, interest of mine, and I hope it may be an interest of yours, and it has to do with another co-host, a recent co-host. Shout out to Mr. Doug Nelson. Here's another. You want to talk about a talented guy, Mr. Douglas Nelson. You can see this is today. He put out Mr. Nelson's comics. Now this guy is a multi-talented man. He didn't draw these comics necessarily, but he draws and produces his own comics. He does voices. He's a multi-talented man, a great artist. Sometimes he'll do just drawing videos. And this is his Wednesday comic. If you're a fan of old comics, and if you like radio and sound effects, go over to YouTube, go to Douglas Nelson, and check out Mr. Nelson's comics. He'll actually read the comics to you in an entertaining way, in the way that you hear them in your brain, in that comical way. And he adds the sound effects, and he does the multiple voices. So if you're a comic fan or just a fan of Mr. Nelson in general, go check out Mr. Doug Nelson. And it's a lot of fun, because it gives you like the radio vibe. It gives you the old comic book vibe. You see the art, so it's everything. And that's kind of what I've learned that Mr. Nelson is. He's a really talented guy. He's just like an onion, that talented onion. Every time you peel back, you discover something different that he's good at. So shout out Mr. Nelson. Co-host on the Rob Saul Show every Tuesday at 8:30. But go over, check out, subscribe to Mr. Douglas Nelson, and check out some of his comics and see some of his drawing videos and other things too. So shout out Mr. Doug Nelson. That's for you, sir. All right. Let's see. And with that, we'll check out and see if we have a few comments left. Oh, let me see. Hi, is that Shayna? I'm thinking. I don't know. Let's see. It says hi. Hal. I guess that's Hope all is well, I'm assuming. You either have to let StreamYard use your name, your Facebook credentials, or you have to type it in. Thank you for joining us. Doug's voice is the best. I don't know how I should take that, Stormy. He has a peculiar way of talking. He certainly does. Yes, he has a bombastic voice. I'm a fan and jealous of it, yes. He talked in a peculiar fashion. Yeah. But, I'm a fan of his because I can tell that he's a fan of that. He has that classic radio voice and the sound effects, and I can tell that he is a lover and a student of those types of things too. Well, now I see my screen is flashing. Well, I'm glad Shayna joined. I don't know if Shayna's in the feed. If that is Shayna, but if it is, we're glad you joined us, girl. Shayna's our newest friend on TGB. She'll be joining us later on tonight at 8:05. And we'll see if she can stomach another session of sexy tweets with Andrew that they have to sit through. I noticed that the girls, the women, which I don't blame them, they kind of avert their eyes when we're doing sexy time with Andrew. They're like doing this shit, which I can't say I will blame them. If you have to avert your eyes when they're covered, imagine how Bobby Nick feels when he has to cover those things. But we love sharing Andrew's antics. That's not a made-up bit or anything. Andrew goes out there and interacts with these ladies, and we just happened upon it one day. We're out on Twitter, and we were like, guys, did you see what Andrew said to this one? Or do you see what Andrew shared or whatever comes up scary in our feed involuntarily? I always gotta turn my phone away if I think Andrew's tweets are coming up, because you never know what kind of horror show is going to show up. Your family looking over your shoulder. But yeah, and so we said, hey, Andrew, you're already putting it out there, bro. We're going to, if you're doing it, we're going to do it. So that's how we come up with sexy time. Let's see. Sound is. Oh, my sound is? Sound is thumbs up. Okay. Who else we got? Those words the best, yes. Hey, what's up? What's up, stranger? I'm on lunch break. I'm glad to know whoever joined me is on lunch break. Your name and the town you're from. Friends, I need to know your name and the town you're from. Oh, shit, I'm going to go to spot. Oh. I don't want to do a spontaneous Brother Bob, but I need to know your name and the town you're from. Brother Bob will be making a return, folks. I have been thinking of what I like to say to the people. I have been writing a sermon, if you will. I have preparing my thoughts. The world needs change. We need to bring comedy back to comedy. Too many fights in comedy nowadays. So, yeah, Brother Bob's going to make a return and going to bring Jesus to comedy and save comedy for the whole universe. Boom. Yeah, throwing his cars for Andrew tweets. Yeah, Stormy, I think I thought of you mostly because there's a couple times I'm in the middle of doing the bit or talking and all, and I'm going between looking at things, and I'll look and see you, and you're just kind of, you're like, oh, you got the oh Lord eyes, like, when is this going to end? So, is it over yet? I always see is it over yet face. It seems like if I happen to get Story during that bit, and I feel kind of bad, but it's Andrew. We gotta present it as it is, the good and the bad. You got to put it out there. So that's why we came up with the idea of putting the Andrew face over things. Is that we knew we were going to have to cover a lot of stuff somehow, and everybody does the regular this, that, and the other, and I think it was Bobby, Nick, and they were like, well, we'll just take a square photo of Andrew, and that would have been fine. That would have worked, but luckily we got good enough where we said, no, it has to be like Andrew's head perfectly, So Bobby Nick, he did his thing. We did a little editing and thing and got that. Now he has that thing stored away, and it's just perfect. So yeah, Bobby Nick has to save our eyes of all that trauma, Stormy. So that's the best we can do during the show to help you and to keep us out of YouTube jail. Yep. So that's what's up today, folks. It is 12:55 almost here on the East Coast of the United States. You are watching the premiere episode, the unexpected episode of Coffee with BF. And I just wanted to get in here to exercise the podcast gear a little bit and see what people are up to this time of the day as I prepare mentally for the podcast tonight, because I know we got TGB coming up tonight. I got Sports Heads tomorrow. They got TGB Saturday coming up, and then I got to get off the weekend, and I roll right back into the podcast Monday, TGB, Tuesday, Rob Saul Show. I take off Wednesday for like Mental Health Day. Thursday back into TGB. Friday, Sports Heads. And so that's kind of the cycle, 4 days a week and also. But I wanted to see what everybody was up to this time of the day. And, because I know people are up to doing different things. And if you're bored or you just wanted to hang out or talk about current events or whatever and talk about what podcasts we like and what's coming up, that's why we're here. So let's see. Dad doesn't have Twitter, so I showed him the actual. Oh, my God. Now, Stormy, based on some of the things your dad sent me, I'll have a hard time believing he's totally traumatized. Probably can't believe that Andrew likes that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's saying something. If Scott is traumatized by something that's next level stuff. Can you call me BF when done? Well, if I knew who this was, I might do that. Let's see. That's pretty something that Scott has managed to stay off Twitter. That's probably mostly a good thing, Stormy. I mean, it helps you keep up with things, but like everything else, it's a bittersweet thing, right? There's a lot of BS on there. A lot of BS on there. Yeah. Okay. Can you call me when you're done? Let's see. Wow. That's funny. Maybe I'll try. Nope. I tried, but you didn't answer. Sorry. All right. Let's see. There we go. Of course it is Shayna. Yeah, Shayna and I. Hey, shout out to the 4 people that are still with us. Yes, Shayna is our newest friend, and I know Shayna likes to check in with us. And Shayna, I check in with her. She checks in with me maybe not now and then, from time to time. And yeah, Shayna, I'm glad you're in here with us, girl. We're just here hanging out and trying to keep each other company. I'm not sure you always have stuff to do during the day. Sometimes you're at your program. Maybe you're a little bored or something, but yeah, that's why we're here right now. See if I can get to call on you later. We normally talk on that Facebook Messenger, share little pleasantries and things like that. So shout out Sheena. Yeah, so Scott is not on Twitter. Like I said, like I was saying, that's probably good for him. Because it's kind of like the same thing with Gino. You know, Gino's tough when he's on the keyboard too. But then when Bob actually comes into the studio, it's like the keyboard tough guy thing, kind of goes away. It definitely makes people behave differently. Absolutely. Yep. All right. So once again, yeah, we were talking about the podcast schedule. 8:05 TGB tonight. Tomorrow, got more planned for you. 7:30. Sports Heads, and then 9 p.m. Eastern Time, replayables with our boy Chris Abel. So we got it all lined up for you. So our family who likes to just chill out and have something to drink and don't want to go out in the crazy world and drink and smoke and just sit around and be chill and have some cool friends that you can just hang out with in the chat. Join us tonight. Join us tomorrow. Join us Saturday. This is what we're here for. We're here for you to hang out, have fun, and figure out how to get through this crazy thing we call life together. All right. Well, that about do it, folks. Since the top of the hour is here, there's still 2 of you with us. I appreciate Shayna and Facebook user. And let's see who jumped. My boy Brian Clowder was the first one to jump in on BF's new live stream venture, Coffee with BF. Shout out, Brian. I heard him mentioned on Rob Saul the other night. They said he was over there fixing his set, whatever that means. I don't know. I don't know what Rob's set you fixed, Brian, but, that ain't none of my business. But anyway, nice shout out. It was great meeting him up at Brennan and Levy's comedy club, because that's the cool thing about this is I'm making friends on here, and it's great having these friends online, but then to actually meet some of them physically up there was kind of weird and different, but kind of also cool and normal too. But it's really neat. And Brian was like one of those first dudes I got to meet in person, just only after knowing him off here. So shout out for getting to know him, and shout out for being the first one in the chat for Coffee with BF. I hope to see you again real soon. Brian and Facebook user. Of course, our friend Stormy and Facebook user again. And let's see who we got. My sister Kathy. Thank you. Appreciate you as always. She always encouraged me to use my voice and use my voices and try to be funny. She was always, my original audience was my sister Kathy right there. I would just use all my material and all the stupid voices and shit that I like to do, crazy shit I like to do or say. I would always throw on her, and she's a great laugh and great laugher, and just like would eat it up, and it would just encourage me to do it more. So if you have a problem with me, you can blame her for being on being on here. So shout out to my sister Kathy. I love you. And as it is 1 p.m., it's getting to be the time of the day where the podcasts are going to start rolling. I'll be checking out The Dump with Steve Conte and Garrett Andritz and all the guys over there in the booth. Bobby Tambura. We like Bobby Tambura. Check him out on the POS show, the Pat Oates show, another friend of ours. We got so many friends. Rich Carucci, our other friend, was on Compound on Monday. So, I'm going to check out The Dump at 1:30 p.m. coming up live. See what those knuckleheads are up to in the booth. They're going to throw it to Gino Bisconti, who knows everything. And maybe Frankie will stop in. And that's going to roll into 4 p.m. That's when, after the In Hot Water show, because Levy used to join when they were kind of more getting along. Levy would actually, he'd do like from The Dump all the way through to the Cumia show. And I'm sure he misses that on some level. So, but he hasn't been doing that since all this Geno stuff. So you may only see Levy on, I don't know if he'll be on In Hot Water. It depends on what level of Kiss and Makeup's going on at that moment. But you would definitely see him on the Anthony Cumia show at 4 p.m. on Compound Media. So please go out there and enjoy those shows. And after you're done enjoying those shows, check us out with the TGB Fam tonight. Go to TGB on YouTube. Subscribe, and you'll see the links to the live show tonight, 8:05 TGB. We'll be hanging out, cutting it up, and having fun with you guys there. So until then,
I think my problem.
Whoa, what was that was the wrong one. Till then, we will see you next time. I'm BF, checking out. Peace and love. Bye, everybody. See you 8:05 tonight, TGB. Let's hang out, have fun, drink, smoke, laugh, and joke. Let's hang out. This has been Coffee with BF, first premiere episode. I appreciate you. Peace and love, and I'll see you next time I see you. Signing off.